Hello, my name is Eric. Welcome to Fine Mathematics and our continued conversations on executive functions. And this is going to be part 5, which is we're going to be talking about syncing mobile devices. So this one may be a little bit of a sensitive topic, and I'll get to the concerns in just a moment, but let me just give the reasons why I've brought this into the chapter. By having your online mobile office, like if you're using a Google platform, let's say, and you have your email account, and having that synced with your mobile device. And what I mean by synced is you can download the Gmail app so you can check your emails from your phone, or at least see them, and you can even respond to them. Generally, I would recommend trying to respond through the desktop, but it's definitely doable there. As well as having notifications that let you know, let's say, if from your portal of your student portal, of your school portal, you can have notifications that say, oh, a teacher sent you an email or left you a comment on your paper. These are handy devices. By syncing the student's mobile device to their virtual desktop allows them to communicate much faster. And it gives them another pathway to the virtual office. And kind of to be frank, in this time in history, in our era of existence, so to speak, technology is going at an exponential pace. By the time any students now are going to be adults in another 5-10 years, who knows what kind of systems are going to be in play at that point. So these are just there to help you. Now, there are going to be some concerns in this, particularly with notifications, and I completely support them, and I've put these practices in place on myself as well too. So notifications are when you get a bing or a text on your phone that something's happening on whatever website or platform, YouTube, whatever it may be. What I'm talking about is only notifications related to school. So an email, and you can choose to not have the notifications go off, but I would still have an email client on the phone so the student can check their emails. Most students, when they come in high school, well, let me back up a little bit. Students in high school, the older kids, usually don't have this problem of communicating directly with teachers. As we get younger and younger, you know, they're used to mom and dad usually communicating with them, or they may be a little bit intimidated communicating directly with teachers, and this can get in the way of asking questions or, you know, confirming if they're going to be late on something or asking if they're absent, things of that nature. So we want to have a communication line available. More importantly, communicating with teachers is part of the developmental process for students to mature and start taking control of their own vessel, so to speak, their own life, so to speak. So I recommend that they have these notifications. But I'm not recommending that they have notifications on YouTube videos of somebody they're following. Because if there's too many notifications constantly bombarding them, it's going to cause stress, distraction, and anxiety, and it's not a good thing. But if it's tailored or regulated to just the functionality aspects of school, important things, oh, I didn't get this turned in, the teacher's telling me to turn it in before midnight. Things like that can come in really handy. All right, so this next section is on parental concerns. As I kind of already stated, some parents may be a little concerned giving their student an email, depending on age, if they happen to be in junior high, and I totally understand. Let me just mention this, though, that some junior highs and some high schools will be using a Google platform, but it's regulated to just within that school. A lot of times they'll give the student an email generated from that platform. But once they leave that school, that email will disappear. So that's kind of why I promote the student, even if they're young, having an email that's just theirs. Because if they have a Google email that's in a school intranet, then that email will only work there. They may be able to send between different people outside the school, but if they're trying to share documents and papers to anybody outside, it won't allow it. And that can cause problems at times. So you may want to think about that. Also, too, I believe Google also has regulation on emails if you have a young student that can be also coupled with a parent, so that way it can be monitored. So just keep those in mind. I am aware of the parental concerns in that. But if you have a junior high kid, approximately maybe 8th grade, 9th grade, this may be the time to let them set up an email. Like I said earlier, make it a formal email, nothing too crazy, because they want to be able to use it as they go on. Why reinvent the wheel later? Also, too, you want to make sure that the email is something that well, something that the teachers and nobody else would be offensive to. That's kind of what I mean by formal. Now, there's another little hack that I've done recently for myself, because I know this will come up as students are starting to grow and mature and getting more access to the internet, and they're getting more data, using more systems and tools, that a lot of times, particularly for students, when they're using an app or an application that's online, the application will require them to put an email in. And if you keep doing this, even over a course of just high school, the next thing you know is your email inbox is going to be full of junk emails or just promotional emails. It can cause a lot of havoc. So one hack that I recommend that you can do, especially off the bat, and it's relatively easy to do, is create a junk email. You can even label it junk email, junk email 123 or junk email on the name. It can be on the same platform, it can be a different platform, it's really up to you, it doesn't matter. This email is nothing more than to be used to give to applications so you can access their system, whatever it may be. So when they send promotional stuff to you, it's going to that email and it's not going to fill up your inbox. And trust me, over the years, I would have hundreds of emails daily, and then you have to go get a service that can turn off all the subscriptions you have, or to the subscriptions I guess you have, and it can be just a grueling process. So if you set it up now in the beginning, then you just direct all those emails over there, and only emails that you want to receive correspondence on, the student can give them their real email. So if you're making a junk email, make it something easy, and I would make the password for that email very easy. You're not using it for anything sensitive, you're just using it to direct flow in a different direction. Thank you very much for watching this section on Tools of the Trade, and I hope to see you again in the next one. And remember, enjoy the process.